Good afternoon. Welcome to the Merthyr Tydfil County Borough Cabinet meeting of Wednesday, the 5th of October 2022. Please note that this meeting is being recorded and may be broadcast via the authority's internet site. The images and sound recording may also be used for training purposes within the authority. If I can say, is there any apologies today?
No, Chair.
Thank you.
I'll speak louder than Meyer, who can't make any noise.
Any declarations of interest? No, we haven't got any. So if we go straight into the agenda proper, and if we can go to Councillor Andrew Barry, who's going to take us through the capital monitoring report.
Thank you, Chair. Capital Budget Monitoring Report 22-23 Quarter 1 is for the period ending 30th of June 2022 for both core and externally funded capital projects. There's a £51,000 overspend in relation to our core funded projects, detailed in Appendix 1. There's a £2.182 million shortfall on externally funded projects with a grant pending in relation to Storm Dennis back in 2020, and that's detailed in Appendix 2. The core capital programme this year should see this administration spend £33.4 million. Amendments to the core funded projects are outlined at Appendix 1 and detailed at Appendix 3, with the only major variance being the £50,000 disabled facilities grant detailed at Appendix 4. Other capital projects are detailed at Appendix 5 and 6. Before moving the recommendations, Chair, if you'll allow a comment on our stark economic reality, our capital and revenue budgets for that matter, are about to face, in that the economic forecast for the public sector finances could not be bleaker at present. Inflation stands at 9.9%, a 40-year high. We have Goldman Sachs on the 30th of August predicting inflation reaching 22% by 2023. Interest rates fluctuating within both our own borrowing mechanisms and the Bank of England, currently standing at 2.25, and no doubt will be increasing in an attempt to control inflation. The next Bank of England interest rates decisions will be 3rd of November and the 15th of December. We have a budget, more than a fiscal intervention, on the 23rd of November. Our own Welsh Government RSG settlement will be the 12th, 13th, hopefully, of December. Very, very turbulent times. With the political and economic turmoil that prevail at present, Chair, there appears to be a perfect storm brewing in the public sector, and in particular within all authorities of Wales, not least because of the £18 billion worth of savings UK-wide announced by the Chancellor a few days ago. We need continual dialogue on how to steer the ship through these coming months. We've made some really prudent decisions in the last few weeks, for which Steve Adele and the team are to be applauded. And considering the fluidity of the current economic climate at the moment, we are talking of weekly and daily decisions on our most effective course. Just a thought in terms of being prudent to qualify where our current financial position is in relation to reports such as the capital programme. I'll now take us to the recommendations at 2.1, Chair. The Quarter 1 Capital Monitoring Report 22-23 be noted. At 2.2, the budget amendments for core funded projects as outlined in 4.1 below be approved. In 2.3, variances to the budgets per paragraph 4.2 be noted. I move, Chair.
Thank you, Councillor Barry. Have we got a seconder?
I second that, Chair.
Thank you, Councillor Hughes. Have we got any questions? No. Any observations? No. Thank you for the report, Councillor Barry, and for the staff who's presented it. But it is very sobering reading, and I think obviously this winter and springtime is going to be difficult for all when we're going to make some difficult choices on services. So Thank you. So if we can take the vote, please, Candice.
So if I can ask all members wishing to vote in favour, you'll see the buttons in front of you under your microphone. Please press the button on the left if you are in favour. And that's carried.
So if we go to agenda item number 6, and it's agenda item number 4, and it's the annual report on social services complaints, representation and compliments 2021-22, and I believe Councillor Jenkins is taking this.
This is a retrospective report written by Gaynor Lewis. The report highlights the key points over the last 12 months and can be found in Appendix 1. Historical, current position and future requirements are all listed. It's a sound report which gives us a snapshot of the last 12 months and recommended reading. The recommendation is 2.1, the annual social services complaint, representations and compliments report be approved. I so move.
Thank you, Councillor Jenkins. Have we got a seconder?
Happy to second, Chair.
Thank you, Councillor Simmons. Have we got any questions? Any comments? Observations? No? Okay, then we'll go straight to the vote.
Thank you, Chair. Again, can I ask all those in favour if you could please press the button on your console, the one on the left, please. That's carried, Chair.
Thank you. Item 5 on the agenda is the appointment of local authority governors. I believe Councillor Jones is taking this one. Oh, thank.
Yes, it's just it's in the wrong order. Yes,
Okay.
that's a bit confusing.
Yes. So the next report then is going to be the report on, if I got the right agenda item here, youth support services. Okay. So if we go to youth support services then, and I believe Councillor Jenkins is taking this one again.
Thank you, Chair. It's agenda item 6. It's a youth support service plan 2022 to 2025, and the author of the report being Chris Hole and Samantha Morgan. The 4-year plan is in relation to the future direction of youth services. Further to the summary, I would like to draw members' attention to the involvement of young people in establishing the themes of this plan, which sets a clear direction out for both statutory and voluntary sector providers. The consultation on the plan was held with 130 responses across the Borough Council, which was slightly disappointing. However, as we can be seen in 5.2, there's overwhelming support for the vision and for the priority areas as outlined in 5.3. There are no financial implications, and this approach continues to strengthen the relationship between youth sector providers that was recently noted and effective by Estin. Recommendation that the amendment to the draft Youth Support Service Plan 2022 to 2025 as a result of the consultations and noted and the plan be approved. I so move.
Thank you, Councillor Jenkins. Have we got a seconder?
Happy to second the report, Chair.
Thank you, Councillor Simmons. Have we got any questions? No? Any comments? Oh, Councillor Hughes.
I'd just like to thank Chris and his team for all the hard work through the youth services, and Merthyr is well looked at, has been exemplary. So thank you.
Totally agree with you, Councillor Hughes. It's one of the flagship performance in our local authority. So yeah, well done, Chris and the team. Thank you very much. So can we take the vote, please?
Yes, thank you, Chair. Again, can I ask all those in favour? Could you please press the button on the left of your console? And that's carried. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Caris. Item 7 on our agenda is the Adult Community Learning Partnership Estyn Progress Report. And again, I believe Councillor Jenkins is taking this report.
Thank you, Chair. It's agenda item 7. It's the Adult Community Learning Partnership Estyn Progress Report. This is just a quick report of progress made in relation to the Adult Community Learning Partnership. Further to the summary, members should note that this is an inspection of partnerships across the county borough and is not solely reliant upon the performance of council services alone. The previous inspection outcomes are set out in 3.1 with adequate for adequate for leadership and management, resulting in the partnerships being an Estyn follow-up category. The partnership has implemented the agreed action plan to address key areas as set out in 4.1 and has met the Estyn in both September and June 2022, with the resulting outcome being sufficient progress has been made to remove the partnerships from the follow-up category. I would also ask members to note the success of the Merthyr Learning in the National Inspire Awards for Learning as outlined in 5.1. The report shows progression to an extent, whereas the recommendation reflects in 2.1 that removal of Merthyr Tydfil Adult Community Learning Partnership from the follow-up monitoring category due to progress may be noted. I so move.
Thank you, Councillor Jenkins. Have we got a seconder?
Happy to second the report.
Thank you, Councillor Simmons. Have we got any questions on the report? No? Any comments? Councillor Hughes.
Yes, I really see the success and the progress the teams have made, and that's down to the hard work of staff again. So we thank the staff again for all the hard work.
Thank you, Councillor Hughes. Councillor Barry.
To just like to echo Councillor Hughes's comments, and I'm high enough here to polish Chris Hole's halo. So yeah, well done, Chris. The team have played out their skin again. Progression for this authority is what it's all about, and this is a great example of where we've taken the ball and run with it. So well done all.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Councillor Barry and Councillor Hughes. You know, our raising aspiration, raising standards just doesn't apply to schools. It applies to all our residents in Merthyr Tydfil. And if we can raise the standards, educational standards of our adult population, it'll only can feed down to our younger members in our society. So again, yeah, great work, guys. Thank you very much. So if we can take it to the vote, please.
Thank you, Chair. Can I ask all those wishing to vote in favour, can you please press the left-hand button on your console? And that's carried, Chair.
Thank you, Madam Officer. The final 3 reports are all information reports. An update on young people's participation in Merthyr Tydfil Borough Council's wider youth forum, MT Boyth. Item 9, Cardiff Capital Region Challenge Fund, the award of funding. Great report. If the people out there would like to look at those reports, they're really good. And item 10, to deal with any other urgent business deemed urgent by the chair. I haven't any, Caris, so I'd like to close the meeting.
That's going up as an information as well, just so we note it.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Councillor Jones.